Hi guys, welcome to my first video. If you are just watching right now and if you are new to my channel or new to me, my name is Jess, Jess Cano. Apologize for the glare on the glasses. I am blind. Fun fact. And yeah, I wanted to do a new kind of video, just like a all about me, where I've had people ask some questions. I'm going to answer some questions. First things first, I'll give a little intro about myself. So I've been in the beauty industry for, gosh, over 10 years now. I would say beauty industry. I'm a self-taught makeup artist. So I started doing makeup, you know, like most girls in high school and stuff. I got really into it then. I mean, at that point, I think I was buying like eyeshadows from Icing and stuff. So no shade to Icing, just they weren't no, you know, palettes or anything crazy how it is nowadays. So it's just crazy to see the growth of everything and just in the beauty industry in general, you know. So I'm putting this, it's a power up, kind of like refreshes you, like it gives you more, I feel like it gives your skin more energy because it literally has energy stuff in here. Let's see. Glow, hydrate, and energize. So I got this in my BoxyCharm, I believe like 2 months ago, but because I already had a few setting sprays, I didn't open this one up until like last week. Yeah. So typically I would wear like moisturizer, but I really like using the Benefit Professional Hydrator. That one's my favorite because it has shea butter and hyaluronic acid in it, so it's super hydrating, like way more hydrating than most primers. So I kind of use this when I'm lazy and I don't really feel like getting the whole shebang out, and then you use like a good amount like that. So yeah, this is the Benefit Professional Hydrator. You know, I think it's actually better if I don't listen to music, even though it's going to be super quiet, because in case I want to put my own music. I'm just talking out loud at this point. Went and cleaned all of my brushes yesterday, and it wasn't just like a little bit. It was like probably 50 makeup brushes I cleaned last night. Cleaned my sponge. I just wet it. So I think we're gonna do just basic, simple, everyday makeup. Okay, so like my go-to has been the Il Makiage foundation, which, you know, okay, so I tried this foundation like a couple months back, and I really liked it. I feel like the coverage is really nice. They match you really good online. Everything was good. But then I don't know, I feel like when I did my makeup the other day, maybe it was because of what I was using it with, which that was also one of the questions, is makeup tools. So I do like using makeup brushes, but because I'm not gonna lie, I'm super bad about cleaning my brushes, even though I have so much time right now. So, you know, if you're not cleaning your brushes regularly, your brushes has excess product on it, which gets dried. And then when you apply your newer foundation, I feel like you get kind of like that same feel of like old makeup. So it's like your makeup becomes kind of thicker, a little bit more texturized, and I just don't feel like I get the coverage that I'm like looking for. So that's kind of what I was dealing with. So, and then on top of that, so when I purchased this, right, this is how it came. So just a little backstory, I just want to give you guys a little info. And then I ordered it, and then I noticed that when I would put it in my makeup bag, half of my makeup would be covered with my foundation. And the first 2 times it, you know, okay, then it got super annoying. Then I like ran out of practically all my foundation. So it's funny, the other day I had gotten an email and they were like, oh, you know, it's been X amount of months. I think I purchased it last in April. So they're like, oh, you know, it's been a few months. It's time for you to repurchase the foundation that you last ordered. So I'm one where if I'm not happy with the makeup, I'm never going to buy it again, number one. Number two, I'm never going to tell people to purchase it. But I'm also going to let the brand know. At this point, you know, what's there to lose? And I feel like that's how you really can tell if a brand is a really good brand or not. Do they care? Are they just gonna be like, oh, sorry to hear that, kind of dismiss you, go about their day? So sorry about that, guys. There was a phone call in the middle of my story, and yeah. But anyways, so I wrote them an email, and I was telling them that, you know, oh, thank you for reminding me that my foundation is almost time to restock. However, after my last experience purchasing your makeup, I don't believe that I will be repurchasing. I let them know, you know, I really liked the coverage, foundation match was great. Overall experience with the foundation itself was really nice. I feel like I'm too dark for this now. I got really dark. I got really tan this summer, so check that out. I do not like how close this camera is. I feel like, ooh, my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna move it back. Okay, so yeah, so I just applied the concealer underneath my eyes. I actually did use 2 different concealers. I used the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in shade C10, so it's a cool tone. And then Obsess with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. But I do believe I got it too light. I got light beige, so I end up mixing them together, so that way I have concealer over majority of the area I want to conceal, but in that area I want to brighten, like under my eyes, I put a lighter shade. So as I was saying, like with color correcting, so color correctors tend to be very like highly concentrated with the color. It's very pigmented, so a little product goes a long way. So when I was working at Ulta, I fell in love with the Clinique color corrector in the apricot shade. So that was just my absolute go-to. Whenever I had guests that would come in there, and like that was their biggest concern, is like, hey, I have really, really dark circles. What do I use? And a lot of times people don't know what to use. They're like, I put concealer on and the concealer didn't do anything. I look gray. And it's like, exactly, because you're putting a different tone over purple, and if you're not canceling out that color, you're turning it gray. The colors are just, they're muddying together, they're not blending. So with the Clinique concealer, the color corrector, you literally use the tiniest bit. It has a very tiny applicator tip anyways, so I always say like smaller than a pea size. You literally want to get maybe like the same amount as like the tip of your nail, depending on how long your nails are, but not a lot, right? And then when you do get your color corrector, it's really important for when you apply it. I always say apply it with your fingers. I feel like that's the best way to have the most control with your product and how you blend it, as well as like how it's getting into the skin. Anytime you apply something and you're wiping it, you're kind of wiping the product away. You're not really getting it to not to be absorbed with your skin, but there's not a whole lot, like it's not sticking. So when I get color correctors, get a little bit, put it on my ring finger, and I just tap it out like that. And you just tap it out over that area. Then you get your concealer. Then with your concealer, same ring finger, you tap your concealer on top. Once it's dried a little bit, I would wait like a good minute or 2 from color corrector to concealer, and then you tap your concealer on top of that, and it literally will cancel out any type of color. And then you can go on with the rest of your makeup, whether you put powder or foundation or whatever it is. And I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Game changer. Back to like my kind of makeup come up story, my beginning. So I always did my makeup. I know, like, seriously, as a high schooler, oh my gosh, tell me the makeup style or the makeup techniques or the trends or the products that were super popular, they've changed so much. So I don't even think I really wore foundation like that. Like I might have, but as I mentioned, it was literally just like the little, you know, I know everyone knows the little shape, the little kind of triangle looking CoverGirl foundation, clean or whatever. And that was it. I would wear that. Never wore contour. I think I would wear blush, just blush. I definitely did my eyebrows, overdid them. And then mascara, liquid eyeliner was like my go-to every single day, and then I literally would just wear like chapstick. I don't think I really started wearing lipstick until I was like 18 or older. And then when I did actually wear lipstick, it was disgusting. I used to wear like a freaking hot pink looking lipstick, which I would never wear now. Never wear a freaking hot pink lipstick. That's disgusting. But back then, you couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was so cute. Concealing, contouring. So I just feel like it just looks so much more natural than when I do powder. And sometimes I'll still do powder just because I like a good contour. But this has been like my go-to type of look. But yeah, so I would play with makeup. Then once I actually started like doing eyeshadow colors, I feel like that was more around like my junior and like senior year of high school. I would actually wear like different eyeshadow, or like sometimes I would even put like a pop of color like underneath my eyes and just like play with different things like that. And then I got pretty good, I feel like, around like senior year. And for this is pretty good back then. I'm not saying pretty good overall. I still feel like I have growth. But I got pretty good that year, and I would just, you know, doing my thing. And, you know, that's the thing about makeup, is that it gives you confidence unlike anything else. And I'm not saying like, I'm not trying to push makeup on anybody, like to each their own. If you're a natural beauty, you know, go on, girl, be a natural beauty. That's on you. That's what you find beautiful about yourself. But there's also something about putting on makeup and doing it well, to the point that you're so proud of yourself and you're proud of what you've done and you're proud of how you feel, that makeup does something like that to you. Like, I honestly relate a lot of my mental health stuff with doing makeup. Like, makeup gave me such courage and such strength. And I always try to be, this is going to be another video, but I always try to be very open with like my mental health and like having anxiety and depression, which, you know, hey, I feel like if you were born in the 1990s, 1980s, you got anxiety and depression. It's just crazy. It's just a different time that we lived in. Or just, you know, I feel like people just are now more open about those same type of fears and everything. But yeah, I just feel like during those years, you know, going into high school, makeup just kind of gave me something that I felt like nothing else really did. It gave me my sense of like who I am. And yeah, I would do my makeup. And I remember one day I was at lunch in the little, I don't know, lunch area outside. And then this girl, my friend, she was like, oh my gosh, I like your makeup. Who did it? And girl, we're in high school. Me, I did it. So I told her, I was like, I did it. She's like, it looks so good. I like the way you do your makeup. I'm like, thanks, girl. She's like, will you do my makeup? I'm going to prom. You know, I don't even know how long ago it was from there. Like maybe like in 2 weeks or something. Like, do you think that you'll be able to do my makeup? And I had never done anyone else's makeup. I don't even think, not even my best friends. I remember she was wearing like a yellow dress. So I did gold makeup on her. And you guys keep in mind, I've been doing makeup since 2009 or 2010. It's been like that long. So this is back then. So my friend at the time, love you to death, girl, but she had major chola eyebrows. And by chola, I mean, okay? So not only am I doing makeup on somebody else for the first time, I'm doing makeup on somebody else who had less eyebrows than me, which me at that time, I should insert a picture. I had no room to be talking. I had no fucking eyebrows. Choose them. So why were people asking me to do my makeup or do their makeup? But yeah, so, and her mom's like, make her look soft. Like, I'm sure homegirl used to be wearing like a black eyebrow pencil. So anything softer, you know, her mom was like, just do that. And we did. And I put like I used like a brown eyeshadow color for her brows instead. And like I mean, first of all, my friend is beautiful, so she looked beautiful regardless. But yeah, it's just fun. So after that, I remember posting pictures on Facebook, and then it was so random. I just had I had people start messaging me. people who had mutual friends with me, people who I didn't even know personally that were like, hey, I heard you do makeup. I'm going to homecoming or I'm going to prom. Like, can you do my makeup? And I remember just being like, yeah, sure. So once I did that girl's makeup, my friend, I had my best friend who went to prom. I did her makeup along with her other 5 friends. And that's like, makeup was so different. We didn't have freaking Instagram, stuff like that. We didn't have, yes, we had YouTube, but there was no real YouTube gurus besides, they always say Michelle Phan. I don't even remember watching Michelle Phan. Like, I don't even know who my first YouTube person was that I watched that did makeup. Like, it just wasn't like that. So you literally had to teach yourself. And then when it came to doing other people's makeup, I had to teach myself. I had to teach myself what looked good, what didn't look good. I mean, I look back at pictures now and my past clients, I'm sorry. I think I did a good job with doing the eyeshadow, but honey, where was that transition shade? I mean, it was rough. I just started talking about, okay, makeup. How did I get into it? But personal stuff about me, let's see. I was born and raised in the Bay Area. I always say San Jose because I hated claiming Milpitas, so I'm just putting that out there. No offense. But yeah, so we grew up in Milpitas for like majority of my childhood. Literally we lived in one house from when I was born until I was like 9. And then we kind of moved around. So I always say that. I moved a lot, which no shade to my mama, you know, single mom, she had to do what she had to do. But yeah, we moved a lot. I moved 8 times for 8 years. So I went to 8 different schools. I went to 3 different high schools, which, like I said, that eventually led me into going to continuation school because I couldn't get like a solid ground on like my education, just because different schools have different schedules, block schedule, 4 classes, regular schedule, 6 classes. So that was just something that like I had to deal with, which, you know, not gonna lie, I struggled with that. Where is my eyeshadow palette that I was gonna use? I really just want plain colors today. Okay, so love my 420 eyeshadow palette by Melt. And if you don't know, now you know. What? Am I 420 friendly? Yes, I am. Okay. Anywho's, I have a child. If you don't know, if you don't understand what the Makeup Mama is for, it's because I'm a mom who does makeup. I'm a mom who loves makeup. And my daughter, her name is Athena. Once again, I thought I was Greek. So, yeah, I named her after the goddess of wisdom and war, Athena. I've loved that name since I was a kid. My sister used to have a really, not saying she used to, my sister had a really pretty friend named Athena, and I just was obsessed with that name. I'm like, it's so pretty. One day I will name my child that and she will be pretty, and she is. But yeah, let's see what else. Trying to think what else about me. Oh, well, yeah, so I had Athena young. I found out, how many days was it? I found out my birthday was on the 22nd, the 26th. I found out 4 days after my 19th birthday that I was pregnant. Is that green that I put on? Oh shit, I didn't mean to put green on. I don't want green. Yeah, I found out 4 days after my 19th birthday that I was pregnant. And, you know, it was super shocking and everything, but at that same time, even though I was young, I was ready. Like, I just knew that I was like meant to be a mom. So yeah, so me and her dad had her really young, and you know, you go through what kids that age go through. It's really hard to be a parent young, and to be in a relationship that young, and to have your entire dynamic really change. But I was always just really grateful for like everyone that I've had around me. Like, my family has always been really helpful and supportive. I have an amazing support system through them. My sister is like one of my best friends, and she's always been really helpful and had my back. And we also were pregnant at the same time together. So my daughter and my niece are 6 months apart. So we've always had each other. They've always had each other. And like, family is everything. Let's see what else. What else? I've had so many jobs. I always felt like I would get teased for it, but not in like a bad way. Like, damn girl, like you can't keep a job. It's not that I can never keep a job. I just always had better opportunities, and I know how to interview. Like, I'm a good I'm a good talker. I feel like I'm good with my words. I feel like I'm good with knowing who I am as a person and like bringing that to an interview. Like, that's such an important thing. Is you can interview for whatever position that it's going to be, whether you're qualified or not. Obviously being qualified matters, but if you bring yourself to that position and you bring what you have to offer, I feel like that's something that sets you apart from everyone else. Some people don't know how to like, you know, customize themselves for that role. Like, I always would joke around. I'd be like, I've done everything from selling chicken to selling education. I mean, literally, my first job was working at KFC as a cashier in high school. And then from there, I got my job working at the kiosk in the mall. I worked at Payless. I worked at Wet Seal. I worked at Macy's with Motherhood Maternity. Macy's. Motherhood Maternity was another job. Fitness 19. Massage Envy. I worked at a chiropractic office. I did loss prevention. What else? I've done makeup for many years. I never taught it. So it's so different doing makeup and teaching it, because I can do makeup and be like, look, this is what you do. But to actually explain to people, especially, you know, some of the girls, some of the students, girls and guys, some of them weren't there for makeup. Some of them were there for hair. Some of them were there for skin. Some of them were there for barbering, whatever the situation was. So I felt like you have to know how to talk to people as if this is their first time ever doing makeup. So that was really important. Oops. No, not my good blush brush. Where are you? There it is. But yeah, so you kind of just have to know how to like work with it like that. So I ended up, once my makeup class went well, it basically prompted them to want to offer me more classes like that. So once they heard that the class went really good, I got offered now that I look at it, I mean, I was just ready to do something. You know, I was ready to do something in my field, because I didn't go to school to be a front desk. So when they offered me a like kind of dual role position, which I was working in admissions and I was teaching makeup. So I was like a makeup specialist, but then they also kind of called me like a TA almost. So I was like I wasn't a learning leader, I was a learning aide. So I was like helping out. And, you know, that was honestly one of the coolest jobs that I've ever had, because I was surrounded by the beauty industry 24/7. Whether it was touring prospects, like people who were interested in going into this career, or I was teaching students stuff like hands-on, like behind the scene things, like when it comes to makeup. So we did that too. We would do fashion shows, and you know, we would not necessarily get hired because they were students, so everything was free work. But teaching them, you know, hey, we're doing makeup for this fashion show event for this school. This is what you need to know how to do this eye look really quickly. You need to be able to get through X amount of clients. You need to be able to have a sanitary workstation. Like, these are just basic things that when you get into the industry, you're gonna need to know it one way or another. So that was like probably one of the coolest parts, was like seeing how these students worked and how everyone was just, they were so inspired and they were just so into their own craft. So I feel like that was one of the highlights of my career, was working there, which it sadly is no more. Let me see. I know I have more questions. I'm like rambling. If you weren't in the beauty career industry, what else would I be doing? So if I weren't doing what I'm doing. I've always said, so I've always had a love for art. Like I used to draw a lot when I was younger. I'm not saying I'm an artist. I feel like I still have that quality because I feel like that's what makeup is. Makeup is art. It's just a different canvas, right? So I think I would maybe do something still art related. Like I love to draw. I love to do sketching. It made me like want to do like fashion stuff for a while. But I feel like I lost my passion for those type of things. Like I still will push myself now to draw because I have that talent. I need to continue to use it, or, you know, you lose it. But I've always said too, I've had a thing with cleaning, like decorating, like organizing stuff. I really have a love for that. It's very soothing for me. It's very relaxing to just get into something and clean or organize. Like if you guys had seen what my room looked like before to like how I have it now, it's a huge difference. I love being able to help people like that too. Like when my family lets me, I'm like, let me clean, let me help you do something. I was so weird. I used to go over to my best friend's house when we were in I don't know, junior high maybe, and I would go and make her bed. Like I had this crazy obsession with beds being made, and I blame it on my grandma, because that's how my grandma is. My grandma likes her bed made. She has a way that she makes her bed, and I feel like I got that from her, because I don't like to lay on an unmade bed. It's so weird. Like you're gonna get into the covers and you're gonna mess it up yourself. But I always just had a thing with making beds and having like my bed made, which is funny because if you ask my mom, she's always like, I never forced you kids to do it. She's like, I never forced you kids to get up and make your own bed. Like it wasn't that big of a deal to her. And I think it's probably because for her, I think my grandma used to make her do that, so she didn't feel like the need to make her kids do that. But I would do it myself. Like I just liked it. I just liked having like a made bed. So yeah, I think I would be like a personal organizer, like maybe even like not like a personal assistant, but like stuff like that. Like I really thoroughly enjoy that kind of stuff, you know, because I don't know what else I would do, to be honest with you. I don't have a passion or really like a skill for anything else besides that. I feel like I would definitely be more along the lines of like cleaning, organizing, like being a personal, not shopper, I don't know, something like that. Clearly, I don't know what else I would be doing, but I think that's what I would do. Okay, so my makeup is already done. I think I'm gonna add just like a plain, like, so I feel like that was one of the highlights of my career, was working there, which it sadly is no more. Let me see. I know I have more questions. I'm like rambling. If you weren't in the beauty career industry, what else would I be doing? So if I weren't doing what I'm doing, I've always said, so I've always had a love for art. Like I used to draw a lot when I was younger. I'm not saying I'm an artist. I feel like I still have that quality because I feel like that's what makeup is. Makeup is art. It's just a different canvas, right? So I think I would maybe do something still art related. Like I love to draw. I love to do sketching. It made me like want to do like fashion stuff for a while. But I feel like I lost my passion for those type of things. Like I still will push myself now to draw because I have that talent. I need to continue to use it, or, you know, you lose it. But I've always said too, I've had a thing with cleaning, like decorating, like organizing stuff. I really have a love for that. It's very soothing for me. It's very relaxing to just get into something and clean or organize. Like if you guys had seen what my room looked like before to like how I have it now, it's a huge difference. I love being able to help people like that too. Like when my family lets me, I'm like, let me clean, let me help you do something. I was so weird. I used to go over to my best friend's house when we were in, I don't know, junior high maybe. And I would go and make her bed. Like, I had this crazy obsession with beds being made. And I personally, I blame it on my grandma, because that's how my grandma is. My grandma likes her bed made. She has a way that she makes her bed. And I feel like I got that from her, because I don't like to lay on an unmade bed. It's so weird. Like, you're going to get into the covers and you're going to mess it up yourself. But I always just had a thing with making beds and having, like, my bed made. Which is funny, because if you ask my mom, she's always like, I never forced you kids to do it. She's like, I never forced you kids to get up and make your own bed. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal to her. And I think it's probably because for her, I think my grandma used to make her do that. So she didn't feel like the need to make her kids do that. But I would do it myself. Like, I just liked it. I just liked having, like, a made bed. So yeah, I think I would be like a personal organizer. Like, maybe even, like, not like a personal assistant, but like stuff like that. Like, I really thoroughly enjoy that kind of stuff, you know? Because I don't know what else I would do, to be honest with you. I don't have a passion or really like a skill for anything else besides that. I feel like I would definitely be more along the lines of like cleaning, organizing, like being a personal, not shopper, I don't know, something like that. Clearly, I don't know what else I would be doing, but I think that's what I would do. Okay, so my makeup is already done. I think I'm gonna add just like a plain like nudish color to the rest of my lid. See, but every time I thought these ones were nude, they turned out to be pink, and I didn't like that. These are totally different color schemes. Okay. But I just like to have like, oh, yep, see, that's freaking pink. Ah, la. I don't know if I'm gonna edit that out or not. Do you ever hate that? You like put on something because you think, let's see. I like to add a little bit of blush to my nose. Nothing crazy, but just to give it a little bit more color. And then I'm not like the biggest like nose contour person. It's I just don't really do it on myself because I have like to me I have an ugly nose to contour. That's not self-hate, it's just true. Like I don't have a contouring nose. I just don't. Because when I do that, I feel like you just end up seeing how big everything else is. But I still try to, you know, do a little cuteness. And then I like definitely highlight my nose. But sometimes I'll just do this. And then with, like I said, that blush brush that I use, just to like kind of blend it out. And then even like using my fund that I put my foundation on. So that way it blends it a little better. And then, yeah. Oh, I have tattoos. Let's see, how many tattoos do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 so far. And by the way, I just realized I'm grossly peeling right now. I got super, super sunburned when I was in the valley last weekend. Okay, I'm gonna put these beautiful lashes on. And yes, I did forget to wipe off my messy mascara, but I also feel that because I'm putting lashes on, you can't really see that. Okay. There we go. I hate those videos where you're just saying, not talking. I'm definitely gonna fast forward this. Yeah. Oh, I have tattoos. Let's see, how many tattoos do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 so far. And by the way, I just realized I'm grossly peeling right now. I got super sunburned when I was in the valley last weekend. Okay, I'm gonna put these beautiful lashes on. And then for those of you who want to know, I ended up getting my lips done just because, like, I have nice lips. I feel like I've always had cute, nice lips for my face, but I didn't have much of a Cupid's bow going on. And my top lip was much smaller than my bottom lip. Like, my bottom lip didn't even get that much of the filler because I feel like my top lip needed it more. But yeah, so I'm just gonna wipe it off. I like to do just a really classic, simple, like a brownish liner color and a nude lip, and that's just my like signature go-to. So let me find the color. I think this is it. On the Go. On the Go is my jam. It's from Melt Cosmetics. So this lip liner is BFF3 from ColourPop. Okay. And since my lips are still like fresh, like I just got them done a week and a half ago, I still have like the little bumpies in them, which I have to take out with my massaging. So I just feel like my lips they look more pouty now. Huh? Thing, I'm like pro do you. Like, if you want to get your lips done, your nose done, your booty done, your boobs done, do you. Do whatever makes you happy. Do whatever brings you, you know, that confidence that you're looking for. It's nobody else's body, therefore it's nobody else's business. So this is a very Jess look. This is a very standard, like, this is how I do my makeup. I don't do my eyebrows too crazy anymore. They're more natural. I laminated them not that long ago, so this is how they look. And so I just add a little bit of tint to them, and that's it. And for some reason, I've lost my highlighter brush. I don't know what happened with it, so now I'm going to be using my old contour brush that I don't use no more. So you'll notice too, like, I do makeup using so many different products. I'm just gonna put out there, I don't have any bougie products. I don't wear YSL foundation or Giorgio Armani. I'm pretty basic when it comes to all that, because I can't afford it like that. But I'm also like, that's also been my whole thing, like with me being a mom. I'm a mom on a budget. And so when I post my looks, I like to do stuff that practically everyone can recreate. Practically everyone can, you know, go and purchase that if they were like, "Ooh, what did you use?" Like, I don't want to be like, "Oh girl, it was this," and they'd be like, "Oh, I can't afford that. Thanks for nothing." So I use a mixture of products. All right. Was there anything else? No, I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do something with this hair. Ooh, girl, she might just leave it like this. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been amazing, just letting you guys get to know a little bit more about me. If you guys have any other questions, if you don't feel like I answered enough questions in this, or if there was anything that you wanted to know about me that I didn't answer or didn't talk about, let me know. I totally will do more of these. I want to talk with you guys. I want to have this be more engaging and just not just about makeup. Like, there's so many things that we could talk about. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna skedaddle and have a fabulous day. Thanks, guys. Bye.